SSC Reforms CGL 2025. Now the major demands with the students were making, was that the mains examination should be in a single shift. It should not be conducted in multiple shifts, because then there is a difference of level in the shifts, and the mains examinations actually decides whether you are qualified, whether you are able to get that job or not. So if there is a change in level of the questions, even if normalization comes into picture, it creates a huge gap, a humongous gap, and that is the primary pain point of students. They want the mains examinations to be conducted in a single shift, right? The second demand was that there should be no incorrect question in the question paper whatsoever, at least not at an examination which is being conducted at the mains level, where lakhs of students are enrolling and sitting for the same. So this is a very legitimate demand, I believe, that there should not be any incorrect questions. Though I have been teaching in multiple competitive examinations so far, and I have always seen that there usually is an error of, let's say, one question or at max 2 questions in a set, and that a lot of people feel that that error is less of a human error or a machine error and more of a deliberate error, and because that is placed into in that location, so that, see, the examiner, the competitive examinations is a very common fact that they are set not to select you but to reject you. So they know that where the students will end up wasting their time, where the nervousness of the students will rise, and they will end up making mistakes in the questions which will follow. So a very common question, they'll make some error, you will spend some time there, and then you'll end up making an error. And that is not going to be in every set, that is not going to be in every section. It might randomly occur in one question in a complete set, at max 2, but that is very rare. That is seen in almost any competitive examination. I have been a part of many, and I know this for a fact. But getting 19 questions incorrect in 2 sets was too much, right? So that is why they are demanding there should be no incorrect questions whatsoever. And the next demand was that the final answer key should be released before the result, so that we are well aware about what exactly is going to happen, what has been transpired, and what exactly has come up. And there should be a provision of wait list. See, there are examinations in a country where wait lists do exist. That is, after selection of a certain students, right? So they close the criteria, and after that they have a wait list of certain percentage. Let's say 10% students are waiting. So what happens is, out of these students, if somebody does not turn up for the document verification or decides to not take up the seat, then the percentage students from the wait list, the top percentage of those students, will be selected to fill up those seats according to their merit, right? That gives a chance, an extra additional chance to people who are actually deserving and who just missed by a very close mark. Okay, and also takes care that the seats are not wasted, right? So this also created an issue about repeaters, people who have already procured a job from a previous SSC examination, but they are looking for improvement. So they may be already maybe a student of they may already be an officer at, let's say, a grade pay of 4200 or 2400, and they want to improve to 4600 or maybe more. So they are repeatedly giving the examination. Now that they know how to code, they crack the examination, they are well aware of the syllabus, they are well aware of everything, and they have that job security in their head already. So their plan B, their safety net is ready. Their approach towards the competitive exam changes a lot, and that a lot of students fear that creates a one-sided competition. And then when they choose that seat, they actually end up leaving the job which could have been given to somebody who actually wanted to settle there and then, did not want to improve. That is one of the primary debates which is going on right now, right? So again, here also you can speak for or against, because the repeaters also have the right to give the examination. But how much? For how long? So there have been requests to curb this, either by limiting the number of attempts like it happens in UPSC, or there is another thing which is coming up by a lot of students. I am just telling you what students are demanding, because I am reading this across the platforms. Some students are demanding that there should be a provision that if a student has cracked a job from SSC, the person should not be allowed to give another SSC examination for 3 years at least before his age limit, right? So that is another option which is going on. This is another student demand. And the last one is a very legitimate demand, I believe, that there should be quality systems in place at the IT centers. Wherever we are going to give our examination, our CBT, our computer-based tests, we need to have quality systems there. Good running mouse, running keyboards, running monitors, everything should be perfectly in mint condition. Otherwise, what happens is that you end up losing a lot of your time and confidence. There is last moment panic if your system stops working immediately, suddenly in the middle of your paper, and there is a lot of time loss. And it has happened in the past that students have written big emails, and they have given applications to SSC for reconduction of their examination because they lost 10 minutes at the center, the invigilator did not allow, whatever. So this is also a problem, and this is a serious problem. It is not a joke. So these are the top 5. There were other demands also, but top 5, these are the demands which were being made by the students across platforms for reforms to be peace lover, not yet. There is no news of that as yet. I'll discuss that also with you, don't worry.